Hey folks, so today we will talk about the local first and not the architecture pattern itself. I have already a couple of videos about this. But for us as developers and nerds, sometimes we get hooked to some technical topics and we don't understand how these technical topics actually give the value to the business. And the good developer from the bad developer actually differ in this thing that the good engineer understand how to grab the tools and give the value to the business and the users, because just tools in the sake of tool doesn't make sense. And what actually the business benefits of the local fast, and what we could give to the users and the business with this architecture pattern? It's a good question. And some obvious and still a bit technical thing for sure, that if you offload the computation power to the user devices and to the user side, actually it means that you consume less computation resources of your own company. So, for example, in a local fast conference in Berlin, it was the really impressive talk from the Linear CTO, that he said that they run entire U cluster just on the two machines of two core CPUs, and that's it. So, and it's mainly occupied by the Sync engine. So it's mean that you pay less. You don't give the half of your income of your company to the Amazon to run yet another super fancy Lambda blah 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 stuff. So that's clear that less money on infrastructure, less money on the computation. So, and that's super cool. Another thing that it's a quite interesting benefit for the business, that you iterate faster. You iterate faster, you deliver faster, you faster in a delivering, because you lower the complexity of the code base and you improve the development experience. And with the development experience, it means that if you have a happy developer that should fight with the less of the bugs and all those things, it means that we have more capacity to do something instead of fighting with the bugs, instead of fighting with the error handling for the server side communication, instead of fighting with some network latency and all other things. You have a capacity just to make the features for the user. So we improve the development experience, we lower the cognitive load, we get a bit happier developers. Happier developers, it's mean less expenses on the retainment, hiring, and all of the things, and more capacity for the cool features for the user. So happier developers mean the healthier teams, better environment, and actually so if we have something simpler, then we could iterate faster. And another thing, that with the local first, you get the ability to have the isolated environment without the huge overhead, that allows you to build the feature end to end without big efforts. So you could really experiment faster, you could build faster. And my experience was our application in a local fast, that if you have a bug in a data layer, you just grab entire database as a file, the SQLite file, and after that you just ship this file to the guy and give him the instruction how to reproduce it, and it's mind-blowing. So really the improved development experience impact the business. So takes care about the developers, because actually they are your stakeholders, and it's super important. And it's a direct impact on the business. So, and for products, it means that you could experiment, you could add the features, you could improve the products in easier way. And for sure, yet another interesting side effect of the local fast, that when you design in the product, because it's centralized in the cloud, it means that every customer get exactly the same thing, and it's super hard to customize. It's super hard to do something specific and custom for some group of the customers. And if you need to do this customization, you somehow need to do it in a coexisting with all other features with the local fast, because data runs locally and the software runs locally, and you ship the code locally. It means that you could deviate and do something really custom for the people, or they maybe could grab your code and do something custom for their needs and allow these deviations. And actually, it could be quite big competitive advance that you could do such things. So it's super cool. So lower costs, lower cognitive load, more time for features, more time for experiments, more time and possibilities to customize. It's all that you get with the local fast, plus the ability to do the end-to-end feature development in an insulated environment, plus ability to do the code debugging and sharing the state of the application just as a set of the local changes. It's super cool. And all this actually give you the benefit of building faster, delivering faster, and it's mean the faster time to market. And we're not even talking about the compliance and all other things, because right now the data is on the user side, and it's mean that no expenses on compliance, no expenses on the GDPR thing, because if user wants to delete something, he just go and delete on his own data. It's his own business, and it means that you don't need to spend nights making your product GDPR friendly, and it's yet another super cool benefit. I catch the cold, unfortunately, so yeah, but you see that we have a lot of cool stuff. But what's the challenges actually? It will be the topic of our next video. But sometimes the things that was super easy in a cloud is super hard in a local fast setup. And one of the such cases actually, it's blocking user or making user wait for some operations and so on. So it was obvious in a cloud, but it's harder in a local fast setup. But business could benefit from the local fast because they could iterate faster, experiment more, deliver more features, offload the capacity of developers from fighting with the bugs on focusing on the user value. You get the happier developers, you have happier product managers, and you get the happier users that have no latency, no spinners, no waiting time, no blocking operations. And for sure, some really cool user benefits like you could use the app when you're offline, you could use the app when you're in a plane, you could use the app, just use the app, and that's it. And do not worry about your Berlin quality of the internet and all those things. So all this open us completely new opportunities in our work. So try local fast. If you want to know more about the local fast, let me know. If you want to know more about the local fast and sovereign data and data ownership, you definitely should contact me on the LinkedIn. You definitely should follow my Medium channel. And if you are in the Berlin, just give me a shout and let's have a coffee together. Choose.